One of the scariest things about COVID-19 is that if you get the virus, there's not a whole lot you can do. Official guidelines say to treat it at home, much as you would a cold or flu, rest, drink fluids, separate yourself from others in your living space, and so on. That's all well and good, except that COVID-19 has fast developed a reputation for causing otherwise stable patients to crash alarmingly quickly. Doctors tell stories of patients who battle the virus for days or weeks, seem fine, and then in a matter of hours deteriorate and need to be placed on a ventilator, or worse. If you're treating yourself for COVID-19 at home, how can you know if you're in the middle of a serious crash? By all accounts, COVID-19 makes many people feel terrible. How can patients outside a hospital setting know when things have gone from merely awful to life-threatening? One potential health tool that's rapidly emerging is the use of a home pulse oximeter. These simple devices measure the oxygen level in your blood. If it drops below 92%, that's a concern. If it falls further, you could be in big trouble. Some COVID-19 patients have reportedly had levels in the 50% range. Rather than treating blood oxygen as another vanity metric to show to life hackers and exercise fanatics, it's gone the much harder route of using its sensors to work toward diagnosing an actual medical condition. But beyond the technical challenges, there are also major regulatory hurdles to clear. Telling people their step count, or even their heart rate, is one thing. Diagnosing them with a disease using a consumer device is another entirely. My own best guess is that Fitbit, as an independent company, didn't have the regulatory connections and pocketbook to stomach a move into the medical device sector. With its announced acquisition by Google, though, Fitbit suddenly has a deep-pocketed corporate parent to navigate the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and handle the liability from potential device failures on its behalf. Perhaps because of that backing, Fitbit quietly rolled out blood oxygen level tracking in its app in January and told Gizmodo that it expects to submit for FDA clearance soon. At the moment, Fitbit only exposes oxygen level data in the sleep tracking portion of its app. The levels are used to show a general summary of oxygenation status, and users can't get a specific percentage reading. This is consistent with its original goal of tracking sleep apnea. But that's likely a firmware and software decision, not a hardware one. A simple firmware update over the air could likely enable full blood oxygen level tracking very easily, since the hardware and likely the algorithms for processing raw pulse oximeter readings into meaningful data are already there. So will Fitbit enable this feature? A lot likely depends on regulatory bodies like the FDA. The FDA reportedly did not allow Apple to enable its own blood oxygen level tracking on the Apple Watch, another popular device with a stealth pulse oximeter onboard. But it did hint at allowing consumer wearables to monitor for COVID-19, and researchers are forging ahead with studies to evaluate the Apple Watch, Fitbit devices, and Garmin smartwatches for this purpose. At the moment, Fitbit still says its devices shouldn't be used for medical purposes. And there are the ongoing technical concerns about the device's accuracy, especially at the low oxygen levels that indicate danger.